Here's an example of a who and do what statement. We help people who have poor balance reduce their risk of falls so they can feel confident outside of the house. There's a very straightforward, very clear who and do what statement. Now, this is a real powerful thing, and I've kind of put some colors on this so you can see where they answered those three questions. If I ask you in the chat box, what type of people does this company specialize in? Put in the chat box, what type of people? What type of people do they specialize in? People with poor balance. Thank you, Melody. People with poor balance. People at risk for falls. Maybe people who have fallen already. That's the people that they are focusing on. Are they focusing on high-level athletes? No, they're not. Are they focused on kids? No. They're very clear in who they're focusing on. So what problem are they solving? And the problem they're solving is the problem that this person has. So what problem does someone with poor balance have? Well, the problem is they're at risk for falls. So they are solving that problem. They are reducing or eliminating, in some cases, the risk of falls. And then the third part is, okay, we know the problem we have, we know the problem we're solving, or we know the audience we have and the problem we're solving. What happens when you solve that? In our world, if you're looking at a SOAP note, we're looking at a long-term goal. What's the long-term goal? Meaning, what does this person want to get back to? Well, in this case, this person wants to feel confident outside of the house, because if they have poor balance and they have a high risk of falls, or they have fallen, there is no way they're going to feel confident going outside the house or confident being in groups of people. So this could be done for any audience whatsoever. So what I would want to leave you with as far as homework, things that you can do, is I would invite you to create your who and do what statement. Who is your audience? And if you have like, well, God, Jamey, we treat so many different types of people. All right, well, try to narrow it down somehow. But who is your audience? What problem are you solving for them? And when you do solve the problem for them, what do they benefit? What's the benefit from it? So why is this important? It's important because we need this information to improve your website. Let's get into it. There are three critical elements that your website must have. Now, I am not going to dive into all of the different elements of a website. I am not a website designer, but what I understand is that in your website, there are three things that will make it more attractive. And I don't mean visually attractive per se, but I mean more attractive to people that are visiting your site, that will convert them into referrals. This is tried and true. This is proven. So this isn't Jamey's opinion or anything. And anyone that understands marketing and digital marketing and website will tell you the same three things I'm going to tell you. There's more than three, by the way, but we're going to give you three. I'm going to give you three of the most important things that your website must have that will improve your results. So let's go through each of these. The website, first of all, as I mentioned, is your digital front door. Here's a couple things we need to understand about people. People are not going to read your website. None of us will. What we're going to do is scan your website. We are scanners. Our brain is not going to take in every word, every visual that you have. What we're going to do is scan, and we're going to get a feel of your website. We're going to get an essence of what you do. Now, if there's something specific we want, then we can dial in with that. So why is that important? It's important because we need to make it easy for your audience that's visiting your website. We got to make them easy to know what we do and how we help them and how to work with us. If we don't make that easy, and I mean easy as in we got to tell them this in under 4 seconds. If they have to search around to figure out that, then they will leave. They will go somewhere else. So creating a website that speaks very clearly and plainly to your audience that allows them to answer the question, can this person help me solve my problem? That's the objective here. Because if you can, the chances of them reaching out and having you help them solve it increase tremendously. If they go to your website, don't really know what you do, or don't really know what your specialty is, or don't really know whether or not you can help them, they will bounce somewhere else. And the chances of bringing them as a patient significantly reduce. So what are these 3 elements? Let's go through them and then we can talk about them. Number 1, image. The image of a website is the picture that you have there. Most websites, if not all, have some kind of image or should have some kind of image. Some visual, we're visual people. Some visual that describes the essence of what we do. It could be a visual of people. It could be of your clinic. It could be some aspiration, right? If I put a picture on a website, if I was going to suggest a picture on a website from the example that we had of falling, well, what happens when they don't fall as much? They're outside. Well, most likely, how old is the person that's falling or risk of falls? Probably older. So what about a picture of someone that's older, senior, playing with their grandkids? That would give you the image of who we help and what we help them achieve. So that would be an example of an image. The next element is a clear message. This is the one I think that drops the ball the most. It's a clear message on what you do and how you help someone. This is why we created the who and do what statement first. It's a clear message. And when I say clear, if you use medical terminology, if you use what some people refer to as secret code, you will lose your audience. There's a great saying that says, if you confuse, you lose. And another saying that says, confused people don't. Don't what? Well, in this case, they ain't going to hang around your website if they're not sure what you do. So if you use medical terminology that confuses your audience, that they don't know what it means, then they're going to go somewhere else. So we always have to be speaking our message directly to our audience in their language. The simpler, more clear we are, the better. Cute and clever will never trump clear and simple. So you have to have an image that resonates with your audience, that speaks to your audience, and you have to have a clear message of what you do and how you help. And then the third element of your digital front door is a call to action. This one might be tied with a clear message, but I think a clear message is first. But this one's a close second. I have reviewed hundreds of websites, and there is not on many of them a clear call to action. What is a clear call to action, or a CTA as it's called? So what should I do? What do you want me to do? Don't assume I know. Don't assume, oh, well, Jamey, call my office if you want help. Don't you know that? No, we have to be stupidly clear in helping and telling them what to do. So if I'm an endurance athlete and I see a picture of seniors, citizens on a page, I'm going to click and be like, okay, I'm not going to stay here because I'm not resonating with the image. If I don't see clearly what problem you solve, and I have to do a lot of research on your page, I may bounce. And if I do see both of those images and both clear communication, but there's not a clear call to action of what you want me to do, then I may leave. So each one of these has to be what's called above the fold. If you're seeing my computer right now, imagine what you're seeing this slide is all above the fold. This above the fold term came from way back when we used to read newspapers, like real paper newspapers. And the newspaper, when it was delivered to you, given to you, was folded in half. And the best headlines, the biggest stories were above the fold. So that's where it came from. So in our website, if people are viewing our website on a computer, above the fold will be the first screen that they see. Now, obviously, above the fold has a different take on your phone because there's less footage there, less space. So we want to make sure that your image, your message, and your call to action is clearly above the fold. Can it be below the fold? Sure. You can have call to actions throughout. You can have other images throughout and other messages. But all three of these elements absolutely should be above the fold. So let me show you an example. So here is actually a friend of mine, a client of mine, 𝐒𝐿 and I got his permission to show you his website. So it's 𝐶Ohen Health and Performance. So let's look and see if this website passes the sniff test. Does it have the elements? Well, the first element is, well, there's an image. The image of, and that's 𝐒𝐿. The image is of 𝐒𝐿 analyzing, looks like he's analyzing a client. The client looks, younger, looks like he's in shape. They look like they're in a gym. There's a fan there, looks like it's a little industrial. So we're getting the feel of this, of the type of person and feel of the kind of clinic he has. We also have a message. Tired of injuries that limit your athletic lifestyle? We help you conquer pain and injuries so that you can become the athlete within you. Now, what does 𝐒𝐿 do? What type of people does he help? Well, if you said athletes, you'd be absolutely correct. You see, what 𝐒𝐿 has done is he has made sure that he is speaking to his audience. Now, if you're an 85-year-old person looking for help with balance, you would not be attracted to this site, and he's okay with that because he does not specialize in that. He doesn't treat that. So one of the hard parts in doing this exercise is getting out of the habit that you treat everything. You can't be everything to everybody. You want to have a feel. You want to have a specialty. It doesn't mean you can't treat multiple things, but you have to make sure that when people come to your site, they know that you could help them. And then the last thing 𝐒𝐿 has, and he has it in multiple places, is he has a call to action. If you are interested in becoming a patient, if you are interested in taking care of your injuries, click this button, schedule now. And if you notice, he also has it in other places. He gives you another call to action. Maybe you don't want to schedule and be a patient. Maybe you just want to take advantage of his free phone consultation, and you just want to talk to someone to make sure that this is the right fit. So he actually has two call to actions, which is fine. These elements are critical, and his numbers of the number of people he gets that come to his website that end up being a referral have astronomically grown because of this. And I know what you're saying, Jamey, this seems too simple. Well, I don't care about simple. I like simple. I like easy. What I really like is results. And what I know that happens is when people put an image that connects with your audience and they put clearly what problem you are solving and how you can help with a call to action that's very just right in front of your face, more referrals come in. This is what I suggest that you do. Now, there's some other things on here. There's a phone number on here. Great. As long as it's a hot link, meaning if I clicked on it, it would lead me to a number. I love it. His address is on here. That's cool. His logo is on here. That's cool. He has a little navigation bar. That's fine. There's lots of different things you can do, but these three elements are a must.